What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this one, I am setting up for a massive river bet. I wimp out, I don't pull the trigger, and I want to know, do you think we could have gotten them to fold queens? Let's take a look. Okay, fun spot in the middle stages of a tournament. Pocket threes on the big blind. We get a raise from a pretty disciplined player. They don't get too out of line. Good, solid player. Pocket threes, I think, is just a call 100% of the time. We'll do the GTO stuff after, but let's just walk through the hand first. So I think this is just a 100% call, which I do. And we get 5-6-6 rainbow flop, which I think is better for me than them. Sure, they can have overpairs, but I have a lot of 6x. I have a lot of 5-6. I have a lot of 7-8, 3-4. I've got ace-6, king-6, queen-6. There's a lot of stuff that this board hits me on pretty good. I'm going to check everything to start. Opponent bets 1/3 pot. I don't feel like they're supposed to bet that sizing here. We'll check it, but I feel like that's a bad board for them, so they should be betting bigger if they bet. So this feels like a good spot to check raise. Let's imagine they have just a couple of overcards. I can kind of take the lead on the hand, take some initiative, and maybe get them to fold out that stuff. Maybe not here, but on the turn, which is really good because our hand needs a ton of protection. So I decided to raise. We'll check that. I think it's okay on this board. And then they call. Also, because if a 4 comes, then, we can continue to go. Actually, a lot of cards I think we can continue, as long as it's not big Broadway cards. They call. Not loving life, but that's okay. Okay, now the board pairs. I think I screwed the spot up. I bet tiny. And the reason I did is in game, I was looking at the pot size and then I was looking at our stack depths. And I just wasn't really quite sure how to approach this. Maybe if I'm going to bet here, is it ever just an all in? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just being totally honest here. This is a spot that I don't understand very well, so I'll have to really study it. So we'll look at it. But I did this small bet, 20%. They call. River's a 10. Here's where I chicken out, and I check. And they check it back, so they're not loving life with their hand, which ended up being pocket queens, as I said at the intro. I don't know. Would they ever fold pocket queens if I went bet flop, bet turn, jam, river? Maybe. Looks an awful lot like a 6 or a 5, doesn't it? Let's dive into the GTO, see what it thinks. Okay, real quick before we talk post flop. Big blind, pocket threes, 30 big blinds deep, 100% call. Flop 6-6-5. Basically check everything, which is what we did. Let's see what the kind of bet sizing they're supposed to go with. Queens. Yeah, I guess they can do this small bet. I thought it would be a bigger bet if they bet. But they're supposed to check a decent amount. It's not a board that's great for them, like we were talking about. So they bet, third pot. Let's see what GTO Wizard thinks about a raise. Yeah, it's okay with it. Doesn't love it all the time, but you can mix in some raises with 2s, 3s, 4s. Obviously, you'll raise with 5s, 6-5, stuff like that. You're going to do some raising for sure. So that's okay. Then they're going to call with their queens. They're going to call with a ton of stuff. But look, we get a lot of good stuff to fold. Like I was talking about, you can just get stuff to fold that has two overs. Look, Jack 10, Queen 10, King 10. These hands all just got to give up right away, which is great. King, Queen. These hands with an ace. Awesome. Ace 10, Ace Jack. Awesome. Get out of here. So it's a good spot to raise. Sometimes, not all the time. All right, turns of 5. What is it? So it likes the idea of continuing to bet, but it wants me to size up to this half pot most of the time. So I screwed that up. I wonder, let's say I did bet half pot. They're never going to fold queens yet. I don't think. Yeah, no way. Maybe even just raise it. Oh, wait. I screwed that up. Oh, I didn't. That's right. Well, they call our turn bet. Fast forward this. All right, river time. 10 hearts. And I think it's just, yeah, it's no man's land, right? So you just got to go with it. You just got to go with it. It's an all in. Deuces, threes, fours, all your big, look, all these sixes, you're doing it, which we just talked about, right? Obviously, with all your sixes, you're going to do it. Look at all these sixes. You get tons of sixes, you get tons of five, you're doing it with all your fives. So I think missed spot for sure. I don't think GTO would tell them to fold queens. It wouldn't. But let's think about real players. You get raised on the flop. Your opponent continues on the 5 on the turn and then blasts off on the river. It looks like a full house, right? How could it be anything else? So I think they might have given up their queens. And if they don't, good for them. But you're definitely not going to win the hand at showdown with pocket threes. So I think it's official. We missed a spot. That's okay. Learn from it. We'll get it next time.